Is this TJ Watt or Nick Herbig? Which one is it? Look how low he is. Now, the strip sack, the fumble recovery, the trifecta. He turns that into a field goal right there. Nick Herbig with the play of the day.
This video is going to be a film breakdown reaction of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense and how dominant they have been and the reason for it. And it all starts with their run game. This breakdown was done by Baldy NFL, Brian Baldwinger. Go check him out, go follow him. He does breakdowns, former NFL player. And make sure you subscribe with notifications on for this channel as well down below so you never miss out on these breakdowns. This is my thoughts, reaction, criticism to it. The first clip being the Steelers' run game being dominant.
What a day for these Pittsburgh Steelers running backs. Jaylen Warren, like you just watch this right here. And his ability right now to spin on contact. And then the stiff arm on Witherspoon right here. Like just fighting them off. Like the attitude that they ran with all game long. Jaylen Warren right here. Like takes the high snap. Freiermuth leads the way. And then you just see this bam. Spin on contact. Bam. Like, he knocks both Diggs and Love down. Like, he really doesn't like them. And it was one after another. You just watch this play right here. Like, here it is. Like, you just watch this attitude. Bam. Spin. Stiff arm. And when Jaylen wasn't doing it, Najee was doing it. Like, this is just toss. Get out there, Seahawks. Dan Morris, one stiff arm. Another stiff arm. Like the attitude, the violent stiff arms, that the refusal to be tackled. Like just a wake of Seahawks here in this 9-yard touchdown run by Najee. Excellent job up front. Excellent job. All right, Broderick Jones. But this is the old, look at the agility. And just the desire was just there. And then how about Jaylen with the lead block right here? Like, here comes Pickens on a sweep right here. Look at this block. Bam. Knocks Jordan Love right out of bounds. There's just a whole lot of brotherhood and love going on up there with Seattle and Mason Rudolph doing his job. That was a nice win. The Steelers look like the Steelers. They look like the Steelers of the 70s. They look like the Steelers of 2010. Like Najee Harris turned the corner on Reek Woolen right here. Get off me. I said get off me. I said get off me. Like, they're just throwing people down. Running through tackles. Najee. Jaylen and Najee. Look like a different type of team. Dangerous team.
So, when just looking at this breakdown in this film of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, the one thing you've noticed is the run game. And if you just watch the game in whole, you see the Pittsburgh Steelers run game lead to their passing game. But it all started with the run game getting over 200 yards running. And at first, at the beginning of the game, Najee Harris started off slow. He started off slow, wasn't really getting momentum on his runs, but Jaylen Warren stepped up and he made the impact early on with his explosiveness and his contact balance to fight off the defenders and get room to run and get yardage. And he really helped the Steelers in the first half. And then in the second half, it was basically all Najee Harris. That's when Najee Harris stepped up and ended up having 27 carries for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. That's 4.5 yards per carry. Jaylen Warren on the day had 13 carries for 75 yards, which is 5.8 yards per carry and 1 touchdown. So Najee Harris in the second half is the one who dominated the game, and he was able to do the same stuff that Jaylen Warren was able to do early on in the game that he just couldn't do in the first half. But he was able to use his running between the tackles and just use his power. He's a really big running back, and sometimes he shies away from contact and he kind of tries to bounce it to the outside and avoid the contact. But when he uses his strength, which is his best asset, that's when we see the best of Najee Harris. And that's what we're able to see against the Seattle Seahawks. Him use his power and use his whole frame to get those 2 touchdowns. Could have easily had 3, but slid at the very end of the game to just knee out the ball. But Najee Harris, he used his stiff arm, he used his spin move, he used his trucking ability, and even on that play where you've seen him get the touchdown and dive for it, that was a second down, and the Steelers decided to run the ball. And if they did not run the ball and Najee Harris break all those tackles to get that touchdown, more than likely it would have had to kick a field goal, because we know the Steelers' passing offense usually in the red zone isn't really as well, especially that close, and early in the game they had to kick a field goal as well in the same type of situation. So Najee Harris being able to break all those tackles is which led to them breaking away in this game and creating more separation on the scoreboard. So Najee Harris did a really good job. And like I said, this running game allows their offense and passing game to be so much better, because when you look at it, Mason Rudolph knows that he has a running game, and that's something he could rely on. And he just has to make all the safe throws, knowing that the Steelers absolutely dominated the Seahawks up front with the offensive line, but also the running backs. And all he has to do is make the easy throws, make the wide open throws, because they're going to stack the box. And that means that there's going to be more space on the back half of the field, and in the secondary, more one-on-one matchups where the wide receivers and playmakers could create separation on their routes, because the defenders have to stack that box because they just couldn't stop the Steelers' running game. And that's what the Steelers have been wanting to do for the last few years. And that's what this is all about. You see it. You see the run game absolutely dominated, demolished the Seahawks. And they end up creating more separation for George Pickens to have one-on-one matchups in which he usually would have been double-teamed if the run game did not get going. So this whole run game is the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers offense has been so great the last 2 weeks, putting up 30 plus points in both of their games with Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph had 18 attempts completed out of 24 and 274 yards. Almost 300 yards passing again. Even though he didn't have a touchdown, he put them in great situations, making the timely throws, and I don't believe he missed any bad throws like he did this very first start. He was way better. So this is the Steelers offense, and if they play like this every single game, they're actually going to have a chance to do something if they do make the playoffs and get help from other teams. If we had this the other 2 weeks with Mitchell Trubisky, we definitely would have been in the playoffs. We would have been an 11-win team, but hopefully we get in and we're able to show what we could do with the offense rolling like this. But the run game is what the key and the truth is for the Steelers offense, and the real reason why they've been demolishing teams. But now we're going to move over to the defensive side. I have this one clip of Nick Herbig, and he did a really good job, a key play in this game. Here it is.
Nick Herbig with the play of the day for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Pittsburgh up 27-20 in the fourth quarter. They got Kenneth Walker III over here to help double against Nick Herbig. And here it is. You watch him on Charles Cross. He beats the double team right there. Now watch what he does to cross his hands. See this? See that right there? Bam! Knocks that down. Now watch the dip. Watch how low he is. Is this TJ Watt or Nick Herbig? Which one is it? Look how low he is. Now, the strip sack, the fumble recovery, the trifecta. He turns that into a field goal right there. Nick Herbig with the play of the day. Oh, baby, that's sweet music.
So I want you to think of this really quickly and just listen. So the Steelers had around 20, high 20s or even low 30s of pressures in this game. And they only had one sack total. One sack in those around 30 pressures. So usually when you would have 30 pressures, you would have around a 6-7 sack game, even more. But the Steelers only had one sack. They were not able to get home to the quarterback because Geno Smith's pocket awareness was great in this game and his passing was on point. But the one person, he's a backup, the one person able to get home on his very few attempts, Nick Herbig, he was able to finally get home and create that big play that the Steelers have been waiting for, the strip sack and the fumble recovery. So, Nick Herbig, you watch it off the edge. He's able to turn the edge on the defender, on the tackle, and he's able to dip, use his swim move, use his bend in his knees, and be able to get home. And the one thing that he does is he goes for the ball. You look at him, and that's the main thing the Steelers outside linebackers do. That's something TJ Watt does. Alex Highsmith doesn't really do it as much, but he does do it sometimes. But Nick Herbig does it too. He goes for the ball when he's trying to make the sack. Because why or what's the point of being so close to the quarterback? You know you're going to get the sack anyway. You might as well just strip down at their arm and try forcing the fumble. And that's what he did. And you see in this video, Ball the NFL calls him a mini TJ Watt. Is it TJ Watt? Is it Nick Herbig? Well, he does the exact same moves, and he looks like TJ Watt out there. The way he's able to get home at the quarterback in his very few attempts. He doesn't play a lot, but when he does, he makes an impact on the game. And in previous weeks, he's done the same. And in this week, he made a big play at a very key moment in the game, helping the Steelers get the ball back on their own, on the opposite side of the field, going to score more points. So Nick Herbig, he did one hell of a job and was able to make a play here. And the Steelers defense created a lot of pressures on the day, but the one person able to get one sack, their whole team had one sack total that day, Nick Herbig. So he did a really good job. As a rookie, he's been able to show out. 4th round draft pick. Came into this league being called undersized, even though he put up so much production at the college level, leading the college in sacks, he was still picked in the 4th round. Undersized. But he comes out, makes a play. The Steelers know how to draft edge rushers, and they got a key one, once again, in Nick Herbig. So, that is the end of this video, however, but once again, this video film breakdown was done by Brian Baldwinger. His handle is BaldyNFL. If you want to go follow him, he does a great job. But this was my reaction to it, my criticism, and just my overall thoughts and my input. So you want to look at this film and you see the run game being dominant and you see Nick Herbig stepping up. The Steelers offense is based off their run game, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the key is to the Steelers offense? Is it the run game like I've been saying, or is it something else? Is it Mason Rudolph just being the quarterback and the Steelers offensive coordinators being able to call plays because they have a reliable quarterback? Or is it the run game like I'm saying and then they go based off their run game? Also, how do you feel about Nick Herbig as a rookie, and do you think he could be a superstar in this league? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this breakdown. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like Steelers content, analysis, and reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for the channel as well so you get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video. Click that bell down below so you never miss out on these film breakdowns, my reaction videos, and also just breaking news or just news in general. I cover everything Steelers. I post usually every single day. So like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications for this channel. And I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.